Hey everyone, so I'm going to be doing my flip through of my 2019 reading bullet journal. I actually didn't want to film this video because I just feel like this isn't actually that good. Like a lot of the spreads I'm like, ew. But you know, a lot of people wanted to see it and it's interesting to see like my progress throughout the year. And it was my first like proper bullet journal, so it does have like sentimental value. So yeah, like I said, this was my first ever bullet journal, so I just feel like I've improved a lot and got to know my style and stuff. So this isn't my favorite thing, and a lot of the spreads, like I said, I'm not a fan of, but we'll just go through it. So this journal is from Clever Fox Planners and it is a super affordable bullet journal, so I will leave it linked in the description. But yes, as you can see, I decorated it with Redbubble stickers. I believe all these are from Redbubble, but let's just get into it. So yes, this is my beginning pages. I just printed out this cute little anime version of myself, and then I have my Books with Chloe business card. That is my other YouTube channel that I have. You're currently on Journal with Chloe, but I do have a booktube channel if you don't know. But anyway, let's flip to the next page. I'm actually scared like to go through all these pages. Okay, yes, so this is from Clever Fox, like I said, and the first spread is books read in 2019. And looking at this honestly hurts my eyes a little. I'm just not a fan of this color scheme. Another mistake that I made in this journal is I used a lot of color pencils and I just don't like the way that it looks. I definitely prefer to use textures or markers. So yeah, that's definitely something I've learned. Actually, I guess it's good to go through this journal so I can tell you the mistakes that I made that I personally am not a fan of. Color pencils was a huge one. As you'll see throughout this journal, I did use a lot of color pencils in the beginning, but yeah, I just don't love the way that it looks. So yes, basically I just created this bookshelf. I wrote down all the books that I read in 2019 and I have my keys. So I colored it green if it was an audiobook, I colored it pink if I read the physical copy, and yellow if I read the ebook. By the way, I did already upload my 2020 reading bullet journal setup in case you missed it, so I will leave that linked here and down below. But I did this similar spread in my 2020 journal and I think it's going to be so much better because I decided to go for a more neutral theme. Okay, so now I have my 2019 reading goals. So I had read 75 books, so I had 75 squares, and each time I read a book I would color it in, and then I said I completed that on 31st of August. Read more own voices, achieved yes. Read more manga/graphic novels, achieved yes. I didn't use a ruler here, so as you can see it's like really wonky lines, and just this whole aesthetic is just not me. But anyway, in the beginning I would just kind of look on Pinterest and get inspiration from there, but obviously everyone has different styles, so I would just kind of do things that I saw in there but they weren't actually my style. So anyway, so I have own voices, graphic novels and manga, and I have every month of the year, and once I read one of these things in that month I would color it in. Okay, so now I have my 2019 review. So oh, I actually have to fill that in, but anyway, so I have January to December, and each table has physical, audio, ebook, manga and graphic novels, and I wrote down how many of each of those I read in each month. Then I have my top 19 books to read in 2019, and once I read that book I would color it in and do my rating too. Oh, I actually haven't filled this in yet. Okay, I'll need to fill that in. Now I have my most anticipated releases spread, so I just wrote down all of my most anticipated releases with the rating. That is a sad moment, but anyway. And then I have my spread for Books with Friends, which was a book club that I was doing. So as you can see, we started in January and we finished in August. So oh my god, this spread is so messy, but anyway. So I just wrote down a monthly book with the rating, but yeah, we stopped in August, so obviously I don't have any books for September to December. Then I have ARCs, which if you don't know are advanced reading copies. I have my ARCs acquired and my ARCs read. So these are the ARCs that I was sent, and these are the ARCs that I read in 2019 with the rating. And as you can see, I had a lot of mistakes down here because this pen that I was using, it was so inky, and like here I would like try to write my rating and then it just literally spilled everywhere, so I had to like cover it up with some paper. Just this whole journal is just so messy to me, but anyway. Then I have blog tours 2019. So if I was a part of a blog tour to help promote a book, then I would write it down and write down when I needed to post my Instagram post, and also I just wrote the publisher here. And I also just had to continue ARCs acquired here because I obviously ran out of room here. Okay, so so this is the beginning of my monthly spread. So obviously January, so I have my TBR, my favorite book. I don't know why I thought to put my favorite book as the first spread. So as you can see, I actually put a Polaroid of my favorite book, but I stopped doing this because it was actually so hard to take good Polaroids of books. So this one doesn't look that bad, but you'll see how bad the other ones look. And I eventually stopped doing it because I was like, okay, it's clearly not looking good. So yeah, just looking at this is just not my vibe. This is like me trying to like be cool, like seeing something on Pinterest. For example, like this little coffee thing. I don't even really love coffee that much, but anyway. Yeah, so I have my January reads. So I wrote down all my books that I read with the ratings. And I do like this sticker. This is from basically Brit's Etsy store, which I will link down below. Then we have February, and I went with like a Nightmare Before Christmas theme. So obviously we have Jack Skellington here. I have my TBR, my booktube events, then I have my February reads, and I have this cute little sticker and 0. Then I have my favorite book of February. I just hate that I added these stickers, but anyway. Oh, okay, so this is actually when I first started to track my days read. So I colored in each day that I read, and you'll see later on that I actually started to do days read audio and physical, so I did like 2 days read spreads, but as you can see I went with like a rose theme. So once again I have my events, my TBR, and my March reads. Then I have my favorite book of the month and favorite quotes of the month. Oh, okay, so this is when I also started to introduce favorite quotes for the month. I forgot about that actually. I thought I was doing this from the beginning, but yeah. So April is when I decided to do days read audio, days read physical, and I have like the 2 different colors, and I went with like a Studio Ghibli cloud kind of theme. So we have events and TBR, and obviously I have more Studio Ghibli stickers. And I have my April reads, so all the books that I read in April. Then I have my favorite book of the month and favorite quotes of the month. See, like, what is that photo? It's so bad. It's not even in focus. I just hate it. I really wish I just accepted that it wasn't working and changed it earlier, but whatever. So then I have my days read physical and audio, and I did like an Asian theme, so obviously I have like a bowl of rice because I was participating in the Asian readathon that month, so I took inspiration from like their logo and everything. So we have May events and TBR, see, Asian readathon. Another bad thing about the color pencils is it transfers a lot of the time, so as you can see, like these hearts transferred here. But basically this is my first readathon spread that I did in this journal. So I participated in the Asian readathon, so I did this spread dedicated to it. So I have all the reading challenges that it had, the book that I wanted to read for each challenge, and then I just have my May reads. Then of course favorite book of the month and favorite quotes of the month, which actually I just realized, because usually with my favorite book of the month I don't include rereads, but I chose To All the Boys I've Loved Before, which was my 3rd read, so clearly that's a reread, so I forgot my own rule there, clearly. Then I have June. So for June I did like a pride theme because it's obviously Pride month. So as you can see I have like the rainbow, so I have events, TBR once again. Then I have June reads. Then I decided to do this spread for Book Expo and BookCon. So these are all the books that I acquired at Book Expo and BookCon. So I wrote down all the books so I could track how many of these books I actually read. Then I decided to do this spread, but I don't think I continued it really. But basically I created this spread to track all the videos that I posted in June on my booktube channel. So these are all the videos that I posted, and then I put my favorite video that I posted that month. Then I have this spread for the Readathon, which is another readathon that I participated in. So I have the challenges, the books that I wanted to read, and this ran from 29th of June to 5th of July, which is why I put it just before July. So then I have favorite book of the month and favorite quotes of the month, and now we have the Owl's Magical Readathon, because I believe this is what I was participating in July. This is another mistake I made. I really just wish I created title pages for each month, because it's kind of like not clear a lot of the time, like is this July or is this June? Okay, it's July, but it's just not 100% clear. But basically in July I participated in the OWL's Magical Readathon, and G from Book Roast hosts this readathon, and she puts so much effort into it, so she has all these amazing printouts that you can print out. So I definitely wanted to create a spread for it. So this is my career that I chose, and here are the reading prompts. I also just did a cute little wax seal to add more of like a magical vibe, and I printed out the logo. Then I have all of the subjects that I needed to take with the books that I needed to read. Then I have my July days read spreads. Okay, ew. I know I keep saying that, I'm sorry, but I just can't stand to look at some of these spreads because they're just so bad in my opinion. But anyway, so we have July events, and then once again I did my July videos posted and my favorite videos that I posted. But I think this is the last time that I did this spread. So then I also participated in the reading rush. So I just printed out the logos. I have all the reading challenges with the books that I wanted to read, and I tracked my pages read each day. I don't usually do this, so this is like my first time doing this, and it was really fun doing this, but I would only do it for readathons because this is such an effort to do it like every day of the year. So yes, then I have my July books read. But yeah, obviously I just stuck with like the Harry Potter magical theme. Then I have the reading rush badges, because for that readathon you could collect all the badges, and I did, which was so satisfying. So I stuck in the badges each time I like got it. So yeah, that was super fun. Then I just have this little spread. So this is just a note from Ariel, one of the hosts of the Reading Rush, that I just stuck in. And then if you don't know, the Reading Rush has like challenges every day, and I was actually a host for one of the challenges, so I had to do these drawings. So I just thought I would stick it in because it's funny and it's a good memory of that readathon. Then I have my OWL's results, which again I just love how G creates all these amazing things that you can print out. Then I have favorite book of the month, which finally, I think this is when I finally decided to stop with the Polaroids. Yeah, okay. So this is when I finally stopped with the Polaroids. codes and I just decided to print out the covers. Thank goodness. Anyway, I had a tie, so I just put both of them here. And then I have favorite quotes of the month. And now we're up to August, which actually is one of my favorite themes in this whole journal. So I basically just went with like a magical starry theme with this amazing washi tape. And I actually participated in Newts, which is like the follow-up readathon to the Owls. So once again, I printed out my career and all the different challenges and all the books that I needed to read for each subject. Then I have my August books read, and then I successfully graduated from Hogwarts because I completed all the subjects that I needed to for my Newts. So once again, G created this amazing diploma that you could print out, so I had to put it in my journal. I just had so much fun participating in this readathon. So then I have favorite book of the month and favorite quotes of the month. So for September, I decided to do a Cookie and Koya theme, which is to do with BTS if you don't know. So I have my TBR here. I went with a slightly different vibe in September, and I do really like this spread actually. But yeah, then I have a little sticker of BTS. And then I have my September books read, and once again I have some BTS stickers. So actually September is also one of my favorite themes, but I just really don't like the look of the color pencils. I feel like these would look so much better if I used a texter. So then I have favorite book of the month, and I also decided to print out some images from the graphic novel here too. And then I have favorite quotes of the month. And then for October, of course, I wanted to do like a spooky kind of theme. And I think I do also like these spreads, but anyway, so obviously Days Read Physical and Audio again, my TBR, which I actually drew this person and I really love Roger, so had to put him in my spreads. Then I have my October books read, favorite book of the month, and favorite quotes of the month. Okay, so I think this is my favorite theme that I did for the whole year. So this is obviously like a celestial kind of theme. I did do a plan with me for this. I will try to link all the plan with me's that I did for this journal down below in the description, because I definitely did do a plan with me for a lot of these spreads. But yeah, so November, Days Read. Then I have my November TBR, so I have all the books I wanted to read. My November books read, favorite book of the month and favorite quotes of the month. And I actually drew this little graphic and then printed out using my printer. Then I have December. So I also did a plan with me for this. So obviously I just used some Christmas washi tape. I have a cute little Christmas BTS photo. I have my TBR, Days Read, and books read. Then I have favorite book of the month and favorite quotes of the month. So that is obviously the final month. So I actually have one more spread that is blank. And I was planning to do like Callan's wrap up, because if you don't know, my boyfriend Callan read for the first time like this year. So he read 3 books, I think. So I was thinking it would be fun if he like did his own spread with like the books that he read and his rating and everything. And then I was also thinking of doing like reading stats. So like printing out pie charts of like what genres I read and stuff like that. So I might still do that, but I'm just kind of over this journal, to be honest. And I just want to move on because, like I said a million times, I'm not a fan of a lot of these spreads, but I might still do it. Then I have my top 10 books of the year. So I already prepared this and obviously haven't written it yet because I haven't filmed my video. So that will be coming soon on my booktube channel. But yeah, I'm really happy with that spread. And that is the final spread in this journal. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I did a full year of bullet journaling. I think my 2020 journal is going to be a million times better. So yeah, I won't get offended if you hate these spreads because I kind of hate them too. But anyway, I still hope you enjoyed this video and learned from some of my mistakes. I hope you're having a good day or night, and I'll see you in my next video.